Hey everybody! Grustiny G. Grustington here, the internet's grustiest member of the Council of Qual'Garoosh. I'm here to bring you my brand new, hot, smoking, piping hot review of Kendrick Lamar's piping hot, brand new, smoking hot review of Kendrick Lamar's new album, Mr. Morale and the Big Stompers. A double album, in fact. This marks Ken's 6th full album release and assumedly his last on Top Dog Entertainment. Spanning 18 tracks of dense morality questioning and foot fetish interludes, Ken brings us what will surely be considered a classic for many years to come. So, without any further ado, let's jump right in with some grustery thoughts on every song on this album. Track 1, Crumbs on the Bedsheets, Intro. As if we all were a colony of ants, and Kendrick Lamar, our queen, sending mystical pheromones to our brains, he just always knows the pressing matters of the times. When Kendrick raps, "Of course I love cookies too, bish, but I find crumbs in the bed, I'ma get me a new bish." I felt that. I left my wife of 17 years after a snickerdoodle incident. Told her to take the kids too. Good riddance. It's not like they knew my name anyway. She used to always just call me Grease Guy, like I know what that means. Track 2, Nude Moon. There's just something rhythmically hypnotic about the chorus to this track, you know? No moo, 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 no moo. I had to listen to this track 26 times before I realized he was saying new moon, not nude moon. Track number 3, Diary Days. Wordplay and mondegreens are some of my favorite aspects of rap music, and it's an area where Kendrick often goes unmatched by his peers. The sheer brilliance of titling a song Diary Days and then spending the entire 7-minute and 42-second runtime of the track explaining the medical definition of diarrhea and the various ways you can contract it is nothing short of a Herculean effort. I think it's really eye-opening how Professor Lamar reminds us that you can eat all the corn you want and you'll still get diarrhea. Track 4, Sword Dracula featuring Wesley Snipes. Some might pass this track off as just a rip-off of the hero Blade. You might even be pressed to say that this track is nothing but 2 minutes of dialogue directly from the movie Blade 2, starring Wesley Snipes. You would be correct in this assumption. Track 5, Nipples. This was a bold choice. It's just a song about nipples. Track 6, My Brother's Urethra. By now, we can all expect some heart-wrenching emotional tale before we finish with the Kendrick Lamar album. And Mr. Morale and the Big Stompers is no different. In the past, each one of his albums has a magnum opus of sorts. A song that helps to break down the barriers of society and give a voice to those most vulnerable. My Brother's Urethra takes this ideology and cranks it up to level 10, Section Quelta, as Ken recites an almost magic school bus-like experience of shrinking down to tiny little tiny man to look inside his brother's urethra. What was he looking for? Clams. Track 7, Jungle Cat like a jaguar or lion or something. As an avid lover of felids myself, this song makes me weep with joy. Let's just listen to a quick excerpt. Ooh, I'm in the jungle. I'm just a jungle cat. Like a liberal of a jaguar. Ooh, really makes you feel like you're in the jungle and have just been neutered. Track 8, She Sells. Leave it to good old Ken to take a classic tale and deliver his signature Lamarian twist to it. Deliver his signature Lamarian twist to it. We've all heard the age-old adage, she sells seashells by the sea store. But in Ken's reimagining, he modernizes the tale, as our heroine no longer wastes her time collecting crab scraps for meager nickels. But now, she sells on OnlyFans, which Ken reminds us is just factually more profitable than peddling beach trinkets. Track 9, Cocaine on Kwanzaa. I did not like this track. Look, if you want to do cocaine, that's your prerogative, but you do not bring Kwanzaa into this. Track 10, Dr. Funkhauser's Funky Fresh Funk Time featuring Funkenstein and the Count Chocula Conglomerate. After that last abomination of a song, this was a great palate cleanser roughly halfway through the album. The funk is fresh and funky, a combination thought to be totally lost since the Lunar Wars of 9/6, but somehow Kendrick's done it again. Managed to travel back in time to a forgotten era, steal all of the village's crops, and return to the present to ensure Franz Ferdinand was never shot to begin with. Honestly, whenever I listen to this song, I'm filled with the overwhelming urge to track down Kendrick Lamar, to acquire his time machine, and travel back in time myself. To perhaps learn ancient limericks, or travel to extinct lands, or grow up with Kathy Griffin. All are viable options. Track 11, Old Eggs. Another track I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't know how the dude did it, but whenever I listen to the song, I can only smell eggs. I'm not sure if it's a sulfur infusion into the MP3, or if it's like an optical illusion, except with stinky smell, but I can barely make it 30 seconds without dry heaving. Which is a shame too, because this track has some of the juiciest bars, including the whole little back and forth conversation where he plays the role of Oscar the Grouch and Liza Minnelli as Liza convinces Oscar to sign a prenup. Track 12, Dusters. Following the mold of the excellent Heralds from Freddie Gibbs and Madlib's Piñata, Kendrick gives us a smooth cruising track, reminiscing on his days at the local slop shop, good old Duster Slop House. Back then, people were satisfied with 15 slop spices. Now they have 17. You're telling me Dusters now has 17 slop spices and people are still dissatisfied? People, what happened? What happened to society? Is this iPhone's fault? This is all iPhone's fault, isn't it? I blame you iPhones for people not respecting their slop. I just want my slaw. You can have your slaw, sir. I want my slaw. Can you have your slaw? I can have my slaw. If you have your slaw, I can have my slaw. Why do you have to nitpick? Oh, it's 17 spices. Where's the 18th? Where's the 18th spice? Where's the 18th spice? Where's the 18th spice? Where's the 19th spice? You have 17 spices. You have 17 spices. You've got slop volume A. You've got paprika mint. You've got that dirt slop. You got good old dirt slop spice. You got sand spice. You've got air spice. You got all the elemental spices, electric, wind god fist, all that, all the spices. You got 17 spices. You're telling me you cannot just walk into your local friendly neighborhood warm, hey, come on in and try it. You can't just walk into that Dusters and you're telling me you won't be satisfied with any of the 17 spice varieties? This was a good song though. Track 13, Alligator Discourse, featuring Jarlto Convenience. As someone who's collaborated with Jarlto Convenience myself, it was a joyous occasion to see his nomenclature mentioned on the album's credits. Dr. Convenience is known for their specialty and expertise in reptiles and creatures of the Cambrian era, and you can really feel that expertise bleed through this track. Ken really cuts to the heart of the matter when he raps. Everybody says see you later, alligator, but nobody says enough about the fact that crocodilians belong to the Pseudosuchia division of Archosaurs, therefore keeping them more closely related to birds than other modern day reptiles. Please, Ken, drown us in more wonderful tales of the classes and phylums of the animals this earth brings upon us. This song also has like a sick ass bass line too, and it's all like alligator discourse. I'm Kendrick Lamar. Track 14, Falcon Eats Rabbit. As if Kendrick Lamar himself was an ornithological expert, his knowledge of aves knows no bounds. Picking up right where Alligator Discourse leaves off, Ken weaves us this tapestry of the biological processes that take place within a falcon, from consumption to excretion of a rabbit, or other lagomorphian creature. This song is actually a perfect segue too into the next one of the more sensual songs on the album. Wank. Track 15, Sexual Congress. Woo boy! Awooga! Awooga! Honk! Me! Honk! Me! And other cartoon sounds. This track really does put the sex in sexual intercourse. Our eardrums are cascaded with what sounds like the falling droplets of rain as Ken brings out his sensual alter ego, Erotic Bill. The whole song is littered with wonderfully sexy moments, but a favorite lyric of mine that comes to mind is surely when Ken raps, "On my Senator Rosenthal, I'm about to get in her overalls." He's a senator? What's he gonna do next? Track 16. Chungus alert. 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 This is a Chungus alert. Alert. Chungus alert. Track 17. Mother I Sober featuring Beth Gibbons. This song is just goated, okay? Like for real. Like, it's normal. Is it normal? Is it normal to be constantly in a state of just wanting to commit my life to feeding berries and figs to Beth Gibbons? I kind of feel this way all the time. Track 18. Dirty Dickin' Havana Dicks. This was supposed to be like a Dirty Dancing parody, but he just says dick a lot. It's kind of a weird way to end the album. And that's my review of Kendrick Lamar's new album, Mr. Morale and the Big Stompers. If I were to give it a final rating, it would receive a KERANGUS out of GUALCH. Did you like this album? Did you not like this album? Who was your favorite musical appearance on all that? Would Kendrick Lamar make a good musical guest on all that? Let us know. But until next time, keep on grog. I choose goo, I'm sorry. 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 Do 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 do.